The best part of this movie was the post-credit scene. What's up everybody, back today to talk about Strange Blood 2015, written and directed by Chad Michael Ward. And to tell you the truth, this movie's not very good. It's extremely low budget, but that's not really the problem. It's more the cliches, and you know, we've seen it all before. But let's get into it for a minute. Basically, this scientist, he's trying to create like a universal cure for all the diseases people have. And of course, he has his motivations, which is one of the cliches of this movie. And he's basically using this organism that looks like literally a chewed piece of gum with gills. I'm not joking. Although I thought that part was cool. That wasn't the bad part of the movie. Even though when I kept looking at this thing, I was like, it looks like it's a big ass chewed piece of gum. But that's probably how something would look in this case. It's an organism created to, you know, inject with diseases and pull out cures and all that crap. So, of course, everything goes wrong. It's a horror movie and the scientist gets all crazy, and I don't want to ruin it for you. Even though I'm kind of telling you, you probably shouldn't watch this movie, waste your time. Especially don't pay for it, because it's just cliches, not very well done, ultra low budget. Let's get into the good parts, because I don't want to bag on it too much. I'll do that at the end of the video. The good parts. The creature was pretty cool. I liked it. They called it Ella, and even though it looked like a chewed piece of gum, I liked the direction they were going with it. You know, it's like this thing that doesn't really have a shape, but it's kind of weird, and I don't know, I like that. It was like almost like a Cronenberg body horror thing going on between the creature and the scientist. I liked that part, but the problem was it just devolved into everything we've seen before, the stupid love story between the doctor and his assistant, and it just never went anywhere, in my opinion, with the creature. Things are happening, but it's just like, the kills are crappy. And then the cliches. Let me talk. There's at least a few I wanted to point out. You know, the part where the guy goes to the restaurant and orders bloody red meat to eat, shaves his head to look crazy. Those are just a couple of the cliches. And the bad love dynamic. It's mostly about two characters, the doctor and his lab assistant. And they both have these cheesy stories, you know, that led them to this job. And especially the scientist story, that was another cliche. Overall, the effects were, man, I like the way the creature looked, but you know, I could mold that creature and cut a few gills into it. It was just like a lump of crap. The other effects were cheesy, the makeup effects. And like I was thinking when I was watching it, I think this movie's gonna wind up on Chiller shortly, because it was just that low quality horror film. You know, I would consider it C or lower. That's on Chiller most of the time, because most of the Chiller movies suck. I'm sorry to cap on Chiller if you like it, but most of them definitely suck. And I think the problem ultimately with this film is it wanted to be strange, it wanted to be weird, it wanted to be David Cronenberg. Of course, the movie's called Strange Blood, but I don't think it could pull the trigger. It just couldn't complete its weird idea. I mean, it just devolved into crap. I mean, the best scene is the post-credit scene. Everything else is pretty cliched. Even the post-credit scene's cliched, but I thought it was a cool scene anyways. I did enjoy it, but that was the most likable part of the movie. Maybe the first 30 minutes, which nobody gets killed, and they're explaining how this organism works, and the final credit scene. So I'm gonna only give Strange Blood a 1.5 out of 5, because I fell asleep the first time I watched it, and it was just almost torture. I mean, the acting is bad, the effects are bad, and the story goes nowhere, at least in my opinion. It's just the guy in his lab, and there's no other hardly scenes in the film. It's not good. Cliched filled. So if you've managed to see Strange Blood, and I'm sorry if you had to watch it, comment down below. And I guess I'll see you guys soon. I don't really have much to say about this film.